back for part 4 of my medical coding journey. I ended part 3 with me starting to work as a compliance coder at University of Maryland, formerly University Physicians. Started there in July of 2010. They needed a compliance coder for their cancer center, and that's what I did. I didn't stay there for long. I was only there for just 6 months. I was only there for 6 months. Whole new ball game, different state, not different rules, but just totally different climate in Maryland. No complaints though. It was a good place to work. It really was. So I'm coding E&M services for their cancer center. So there were a few days a week that I had to actually work in the cancer. So I'm working as a compliance coder for University of Maryland. And I did have to go to the cancer center. I believe it was called the Greenbach Cancer Center. I would go down there 2 days a week to work. It was literally 2 blocks away from my office. One thing that I liked about going down there was they had the American Cookie Company down there right in the hallway, and you could always smell the cookies. Oh, the snickerdoodles are my favorite. Anyway, I would go down there, getting caught up in the cookies. I would go to the cancer center 2 days a week and work from their office. This gave me the opportunity to meet with their physicians. I got to talk to their nurses. I actually got to see patients having their chemotherapy treatments, infusions, things like that. So it kind of put together what the clinical side was doing and how it correlated to the coding side. I would give them suggestions based on their documentation, what they were doing. It gave me a good insight going into the cancer center 2 days a week to work to see how they operated. It gave me a chance to correlate the clinical side to the coding piece and the documentation, so I could kind of give the providers and nurses some documentation tips that would help with their coding as well. Kind of sad seeing cancer patients. It kind of does get to you. You're reading notes all day long about patients suffering with cancer, struggling with it, the different stages, different types of cancer. And everything went well until my dad was diagnosed with cancer. And I decided I was gonna have to leave because it was getting personal. Reading the notes got personal when my dad was diagnosed.